Streaming's more important than that.
Well, yeah, that's what's getting reported a lot, Brad. They're talking about that on a daily basis. That's what Meltzer has been pushing is, well, you got to look at it as cable's dying. That's his go-to now. When you're like, oh, why didn't they get a million here? He goes, well. And then here's the thing with Dynamo or Collision. I don't think people realize the ratings beast that college football is, and they're going to be going against the college football primetime game starting at 8. Probably, and then it's a younger, and it's definitely a younger crowd. You get the people from about 16 to 30 there, and the younger people. So they're going to probably see some problems. If they're able to keep 900 and a million during college football, I think TNT will look at that as a win. You're not
It's
going to beat
sad,
college
but
football. You're not going to beat NFL. You're not
no,
going to beat college football. Two most
it's
watched
Well,
things
sad,
that's
but
in the world.
impossible. Yeah, that's not even possible to do.
Yeah.
and who knows? Like, remember how WCW and WWE did the whole Mike Tyson, and then I forgot. Like, I know that was the Bulls guy that was in WCW with the NWO. Oh,
Shit.
Dennis Rodman.
Rodman, yeah. So even if they did like spot
What up,
things like
Melvin?
that, I don't even know if they'd be able to pop a rating with that these days, but it might help. I don't know.
What up, everybody? We're
If
getting
they
ready for AEW tonight.
involved like other sports people in their product.
Bossman, I liked when Bolin said, "No one gives a shit about Boss Man. He's not over."
That's funny.
I'm like, damn, shit, Boss Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Howdy, folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. That's what we'll have in the background. Let me get the ashtray going here. Thank you, Blue Eyed Diva. What up, Cricket? Shout out to Cricket. What up, Gonzo? He said, get your clipboards ready. What time does Jake go live with Rocco? That's going to be the show of the decade if it goes more than 20 minutes.
Shit, I didn't even know you were live.
Yeah, I'm live. We're live on YouTube. Pull them up, boss man. Pull them up. Sold that car today, Punch. $31.50.
Who's that fat chick?
Oh, that's Potato.
What kind of car was it?
Subaru Forester. Or excuse me, Outback Forester. Blue Diva said, I do not know. I don't even remember the question we asked. Shout out to the Kenichis and the Waz tonight. We got A-Dub.
I was on Jake's, well, not on his stream, but I was in his chat the other night. And there was some girl on there that grew up like, or not grew up, but like lives like where I grew up and went to high school, and we were like talking about like all the different places or whatever. It's kind of funny.
I just put cooking now on in the background just for something to be stared at. This woman works for the Hillbilly Kitchen. Over and under on how long the interview lasts. Well, the problem will be when they start doing that interview, he'll have the Sanses and all them over there, and they'll probably be having so many fake accounts it'll throw Jake off, and that'll probably be the first problem they run into, is trolls. It'll either be a hit or a miss. I didn't even get 5 minutes with Rocco. You remember when he came on my show? Clipboards and gone.
Rocco fears the clipboard.
You there, Punch-O? Oh, Punch-O's gone.
He's gone.
But anyway, when we were talking about AEW, AEW, for those that are just tuning in, pulled an 8 something, maybe just a little bit over 800,000 or whatever. I don't know if that's good for Saturdays or not. I was hoping they pulled 1 million just to get the, well, it's doing better than Dynamite. But the problem with that 800,000 rating is sometimes they say the premiere is supposed to be your big number. So, for
That's
instance,
supposed to be the big number. Yeah.
yeah, first ever Dynamite, and I just found this out today because they were comparing it. First ever Dynamite pulled a 1.4 actually. Boy, have the
What about
mighty have
Rampage?
fallen. Popular belief is
Because
Rocco
the first
doesn't realize who
Rampage
Joe
had
Jake is.
CM Punk on it, I think, too.
Yeah. You back, Punch?
Nah. Yeah, I'm back.
So the question will be, will Collision's rating, because it's after the premiere, will they even be able to hold their opening night number? That's why people are nervous, because usually your premiere is your big number.
Next week's gonna be awful. That's gonna be awful next week because they're gonna be in
That's a good point.
Canada.
We're going to be watching it. We're about to, like I said, I'm either going to watch this train die or live.
It has no choice but to live, but you just gotta put up with it that the show isn't as good as what they intended it to be.
But I think if they did it well, that Bucks angle, I'm not going to say it would be better than the Bloodline, but it could be right up there with. And I truly believe this. I believe the Young Bucks, even if you told them they were going to win this, I think they're afraid to go into that battle with a CM Punk for these reasons. Whether CM Punk is a jackass or not, hard to work with, blah, blah, blah. He's a real motherfucker. And when you point out the shit CM Punk does, it doesn't shake your head as much as what the Young Bucks do when you talk about business. There's something
The counterfeit
there.
bucks, you mean?
Huh?
The counterfeit bucks.
The counterfeit Bucks, yeah. So what I'm saying is, I think the Young Bucks don't want to get into a verbal thing with CM Punk because I think they just know that CM Punk could hit them harder there. And if they're going to be the baby faces in that angle, yeah, we want to see the angle, but I just think that they're going to be nervous to do it. I would love it either way because I would like to hear the Young Bucks what they got to say about CM Punk. But for instance, when Adam Page tried to call him out, it almost cost the company. It didn't get it any better. Like they said that Adam Page almost screwed up the $1 million gate. And I remember when I rewatched that promo, yeah, probably I could see why Punk got angry. But Punk admitted he was wrong for the scrum. Because the bottom line is, your boss is sitting next to you when CM Punk was doing that. So it's like, you got your boss, Tony Khan, sitting next to you. Can you imagine, and I know a lot of people say this, I sound like a broken record. You would never see Vince McMahon in a situation. Imagine Vince McMahon sitting next to a fucking, his champion, and the champion just starts burying talent to where it buries the company in a way.
Yeah.
It just would have never.
No, he would never allowed that to happen. He would have cut the mic, grabbed the mic,
Grab the
something would have
mic, or
happened.
Vince is so professional, he wouldn't even have been there. That's why we're witnessing Tony Khan's hobby, an expensive one, like Bischoff called it.
That's true.
And billionaires, hey, that's why I said the most important person on AEW will always be Tony Khan. Because I don't know how much money this company has made. I know they've made money in sections. Like I said, I think the company could always be ran on even if they weren't on TV, I think they could always run AEW. Now, would they be able to make as much money and sign the big players? That would only be if Tony Khan wants to come out of pocket. That's why.
Imagine
And some
what
billionaires are like that.
WCW
Some billionaires will
Imagine-
have $1 million hobby. Well, this would be multi-million.
No, I was gonna say, imagine what WCW would have been if Bischoff had Tony Khan backing him.
Right?
That'd
He
be
would have had that
sick.
kind of
That'd
money,
been
you know?
sick, dude.
Yeah, but Ted Turner had money then. And backed
But
him. I
Ted
mean, they
Turner
got
didn't
Hulk
care
Hogan and
about wrestling
Macho.
like
No, but
that.
there was a lot of red tape with that money, though, too. Like, that was a big corporation. Imagine if he was just, like,
Yeah.
feeding off of Tony Khan's wallet or whatever his father's name is or
Yeah.
whatever.
When I rewatched the Nitro when the network first came out, the first thing I
Loved-
noticed about
I loved
network
it.
is they had bad booking as well. They would bring in
I
like
watched all those Nitros live, and I've went to so many of those shows.
Yeah, I did a rewatch. I rewatched them all. A lot of them were, trust me, bad Nitros. What's funny is this. Bad Nitros are just as good as the product today. That's what's funny. The bad shows today
Nitro,
aren't even better
Yeah.
than the bad Nitros. Like a bad
Every
Nitro
Nitro
would
Thunder-
be because of the way they did finishes on matches.
well, see, and that's the thing, and they tell the truth about that. Like when they did Thunder, that was a big mistake because they were like trying to like do what 5 hours of shows at one
They could have
point.
did it if
a
the
week?
booking was on point. They had the talent then. That's what's stupid
Right.
to say. Thunder could have made it. You had Flair, Hogan, Steiners, all the up and coming, the Rey Mysterios, the NWO.
Well,
You could have ran two companies. They were so
The
creatively
NWO.
fucked because a lot of the inmates ran the asylum in a way to where nobody wanted
Well,
to
yeah.
do business at times. Even though, like, for instance, Lex
Fucking-
Luger was probably the least over out of the big over guys, but he still had his own creative and had his own. And a lot of that shit butted heads because even though Eric Bischoff was the boss, a lot of them looked at Eric as a friend. They
They
didn't
had
look at
Sullivan
fucking Eric
booking
Bischoff
there,
as they
too.
looked at Vince McMahon.
I don't care what
Right.
anyone says. Sullivan's booking was like the best.
He had some good parts, yeah. People
Kevin
have said
Sullivan,
he's a good booker.
like he was, he always was.
Like you too, Booker, man.
TK wants money, Bucks want a toy.
But I mean, speaking of Bischoff, even he had good things to say about Collision.
He did.
He shitted on it previously.
I thought he always shitted on AEW, even after like he was
He
there.
said the
he said
promo
it
with
was-
CM Punk was really good.
He was shitting on the logo, saying how it's supposed. It was like a.
People can say
Before
what
it,
they want
yeah,
about.
before it
People can say what
debuted.
they want about fucking Bischoff. When he was around, like stuff was good too. Even like he didn't even have to be on air talent. Like his shit that he did was good.
Yep.
I always liked Bischoff. I always did. I thought I popped when he used to come back too, because he'd go away for a while and then he'd come back on air in WWE too.
He just did a lot of stuff financially.
Well,
They
yeah.
brought a lot of big players in and they didn't have plans.
And that whole thing that he did with Flair when he like sued him for real, and like when they came
That was
back
real.
and decided
That
the
was actually
storyline,
real
that
for
was
a while.
one of the best promos ever Flair did.
It was because it was from the heart. It was a real. They
I
still
know,
show that to
I
this
know.
day.
I saw that live.
I like the one when Ric Flair goes. Remember when Bischoff actually came out and he didn't have a mic and he goes, you're fired. You will never work at another blah, blah, blah as long as you live or whatever. And Ric Flair just starts screaming, fire me. I'm already fired. I'm already fired.
He goes, fire me. No, he goes,
fire me.
Fire
I'm
me.
already
I'm
fired. I'm already fired. And he just kept saying that. That was a real promo. Remember when he goes, power abuser? And he's talking about Bischoff, and he goes, and he just started screaming, and he goes, power abuser? And then eventually they cut his mic. They didn't know Flair was, because it was only supposed to him come out. It was supposed to be like a nice atmosphere. And then they gave him the microphone. He was in tears. And then he just started shooting on Bischoff. And then when Bischoff ran out, he started pointing at him, and that was the best. You won't see shit like that.
He goes, you have a brain of a piss ass. I love that.
He goes, like power, he's like, mismanagement, power, abuser, liar. I think that's where I might have got liar from.
No, that whole Flair promo that he did where he like got naked in the ring, like down to his boxers and handcuffed him. I saw that show live too. I was dying. I was in tears laughing. That was one of the funniest fucking promos I've ever seen in my life. He goes, you turn the camera off and I'll be naked.
Greatest thing that Ric Flair said. There's a kid in the front row, maybe man, I don't know if it was a kid or whatever. But he goes, Ric Flair points at him. He had to be a little over. So the guy was poking the bear a little bit. Flair just stops. You could tell he was juiced up. He points at the guy and he goes, pal, ask your mother, ask your girlfriend, I'm the man. That was great. That was what Flair said, because somebody was like heckling him. And he just kind of like, this is when the fans, I always said, people say the fans today are better. No, those were the real fans. Ones that had a million signs, screaming. That was the shit. And Flair just goes,
and then the whole thing with the hotels too, like when he did that in the ring, like he's like Hilton or whatever you would say, like that was all real too. Don't bring your wives or girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever.
That's why I said, ask your mother, ask your girlfriend, I'm the man. That was great.
Yeah, I used to watch Flair with my dad. I watched all that like with my dad. I have memories of me and my dad watching TBS and watching fucking Flair. And that's when we lived in Georgia too. We lived in Atlanta, so we would see, or my dad would anyways, see him in the Atlanta airport all the time. Because my dad was traveling all the time.
Yeah. You there,
Who would your dad see?
No, my dad would always, because my dad would travel for work all the time, and we lived in Georgia at the time. We live in Alpharetta, Georgia, and like my dad, when he would travel, because that's a big hub, that Atlanta airport. Like they would always fly. He would see Flair and the Horsemen and like all the time walking through there or whatever. It was like great. I have like signatures. Like my dad got signatures for me and shit. It was great. And then I'll tell you another story. So like when I was young, when I was in high school, my family took trips over to the Caribbean, like to St. Martin. We saw him in St. Martin too. So they must have been doing like some overseas show booking or whatever for some other company. And he was over there, and like my parents, they saw him naked with some chick on the beach or something. Flair, they're talking about. That was back in 93, 94. They were in the Caribbean.
Power
at the same time
abuser.
But seriously, like they would go to a bar there, and like he literally, and my parents told me this, he literally would buy drinks for the whole fucking bar.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't paying for it, so why not?
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like that's the thing. He lived the gimmick. I loved it. It's great.
Who wasn't paying for it, Punch?
Flair.
The company
Flair wasn't paying for this shit.
Company was definitely paying for it.
For the
No,
liquor?
it was some kind of for like everything. It was like some jeweler that he was fucking with. That he was his money
Jeweler.
mark. He was yeah. He was Ric Flair's money mark.
I
I
didn't know
forgot
that.
his fucking name.
Is that another one
I
of
thought you
your
done.
your?
Nah, nigga, I'm being serious though. This ain't no Barkley shit over here, nigga.
No, it's
I'm
another
being
one
for
of your
real.
like theories.
What up,
Conspiracy
Jonathan?
No, no. Conrad even talked about
Hutch,
it.
we're live, bro.
That
So why is he
oh,
broke then?
I didn't know. Shit.
I'm surprised he's still alive, honestly.
No, but I'm being like serious about that though, bro. I was
Well, I know
surprised y'all
there was
didn't
a
know about
guy.
that.
There was a guy that would invite a bunch of wrestlers to a show down there, and when they would get there, he'd say, "Oh, the show's canceled," and he would still pay them, but he basically just
I
wanted to
think
hang out
so,
with them on the
Tolliver.
beach. I know that story, but I didn't know because Flair spent a lot of money on drinks for everybody in his day.
Yeah, but he wasn't drinking. He was pouring that shit into the plants. From
Hello,
what I heard.
Denise.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised Bossman didn't know that. Knows so much about the NWA shit.
About what?
He's knows so much about the NWA stuff. Like I was surprised Bossman didn't know about Flair having a money mark.
I know a lot about NWA and like I didn't know about that.
I
Hello,
don't
Pig.
know his fucking name.
Hello, Dan Cruz.
I gotta look it up, but like
Can't go wrong with ground beef, says Anton.
I never heard of that. A jeweler money mark. That I don't get it. Where'd you hear
Gonzalez says,
that?
I remember watching and waiting for Flair to drop until he finally did. Thank you, Ping. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, I heard that from like Conrad was talking about it, back then, about how back in the day, like in the 80s, obviously, that the guy was like buying all this shit for him. Now, I'm not talking about the
Why would you want that to be
Rollies and
public?
shit.
That's embarrassing.
I'm not talking about like the Rolex and all that shit. I was talking about like, hey, drinks for everybody and made him think that
Yes,
he had all this fucking money.
They were footing the bill. Okay.
No, they were fitting the bill for him.
Yeah, but he always comes out with a story about his
Hello,
credit
B.
card being declined and all that.
So when I saw, I was like, oh,
I'm just
okay.
surprised they wouldn't just comp the whole thing, like, and to have his presence there, because the whole bar is probably full in the 80s.
Well, they did have that Diners Club card back in the JCP days.
Diners
Diner
Club.
Club.
Is that
Thank
Discover
you,
now?
B.
I don't even think it exists. I
Esau?
remember the Kojak was doing the. I remember Kojak was doing the Players Club. Remember that one? That motherfucker had the Players Club card.
I'm surprised that motherfucker's still alive. That's all I'm saying. All these other guys who dropped dead, like, and stuff.
Oh,
And this
well,
guy,
I mean, yeah.
he must have. Like,
You more
the best-
surprised at him or Jake Roberts?
Both, I guess. Jake Roberts, after all the blow he's done and all that. No, but that's the thing. Some people have those genetics where you can do whatever you want to your body, smoke, drink, do coke, heroin, whatever, and you'll live till 90. Some people die when they're 30. It's a luck of the draw. Some people can drink and smoke cigarettes until they're 95.
Jonathan said, just
Oh,
like
fuck, I'm
McMahon
dead.
made sure the $1 Million Man had money on him and always wanted to
The
pay
Yeah,
with
that was-
$100
He got
bills.
tarnished too with all his bullshit.
Hey, but no, the $1 Million Man. Hold
McMahon
on,
would
that
send
was
someone
Vince
with money
McMahon's
to
gimmick,
Ted.
right?
No,
I don't even
Well,
think
that
the $1
was-
Million
that was the
Man was
ma-
making $1 million when he was running that gimmick a year. I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, because McMahon wanted him to. He wanted everybody to believe that motherfucker was the $1 Million Man.
Flair was before $1 Million Man. So do you think they created $1 Million Man to compete with kind of the rich,
I think maybe
flamboyant
DiBiase was
gimmick?
probably making $500,000. I could be wrong.
Back
Maybe
then,
if-
hell no.
have
That's
Boss
Hogan
Man look that
numbers,
up.
man. That's Hogan numbers. That motherfucker wasn't making no damn Hogan numbers.
What's Hogan doing though?
I thought Hogan was $500,000. I thought Hogan would be a millionaire.
Well, I don't know. I heard that he got paid more than almost everybody at WrestleMania
Oh, you
3.
might be right. Maybe DiBiase was
and-
200. Yeah, Hogan got paid way more. Hogan had to have been making $1 million by '87.
The best thing too is when Flair went for the Royal Rumble. Was that 91? He won the Royal Rumble. Came into the WWE and won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they showing all these other Rumbles, but they're not showing that one. That's
They
the
show
one I
that one
want
all
to
the
watch.
time. You can see that everywhere.
From what
I'm
I've
talking about
heard
like on
after-
YouTube.
And on YouTube, and in the interview too, like afterwards with Heenan and Henning and all that. That's
No, that's 92.
I want to
Okay,
say
yeah,
Hogan.
92 then.
Hogan probably eventually was making $1 million. Probably after they saw that WrestleMania was going to be a success.
I'll be right
Well,
back.
from what I understand is when WrestleMania 3 was over, Jim Barnett, who used to be the owner of Georgia Championship Wrestling, he wrote Andre and Hogan checks for $250,000, and McMahon told him to tear those up and make them for $750,000. So supposedly they both made $750,000 for that
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Now another story goes that
Now, when you say for
WrestleMania 1
WrestleMania, you're saying just for one night they were paid $750,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on
Well,
record.
so then that
Uh,
definitely means he made over $1 million for the year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of
Easy.
course. I'm talking about like Ventura said that him and Andre made more money than everybody on the card combined.
I believe Andre was very special to the McMahons.
Hey Kev. How's it going, man?
Jesse Ventura also said that the aliens were the ones responsible for 9/11, but you can't trust
Hey.
his judgment on a lot of things.
I can't find no wrong in a man who legalized prostitution. So he's still good.
I
in
think
my
I would
book.
get along with Jesse the Body. He seems like he don't seem like a woke dude.
Wow, he seemed like a cool ass dude.
Yeah.
Now, another thing I heard was that when Hogan got his check for WrestleMania 1, it was $500,000, and he went into McMahon's office and said, "Where's the other half?" And McMahon called his secretary and said, "Cut Terry a check for $500,000." So I don't know, but that's what the story I've heard.
Got it.
One doubter, brother. Cause he wouldn't. Without Hogan, he wouldn't have had shit. To be fair, they both need. That's why, like, when they say that McMahon needed Hogan, and I'm like, nah, they both needed each other.
Dan Cruz says my dad used to mash potatoes that way.
That what?
He said he used to mash the potatoes that way. If you look at my stream punch, they're making mashed potatoes with Salisbury steak.
I figure you be watching AEW. Like,
I do. I can't run AEW on my stream.
Yeah, punch.
got it running in Discord. I'm saying on my stream, I got them making Salisbury steak.
No,
looks really
man, I
good.
would make that this week, but it's too fucking hot, bro.
The name of this woman is That Girl That Can Cook. She's got 195,000 subscribers.
What? Is she white?
No, black.
True boss man theory wrong. Oh.
Anyone know Hulk Hogan's middle name? His real middle name? We know his name is Terry Bollea,
Yeah.
but his middle name is Eugene.
That's where they got that Eugene gimmick from, his middle name.
Perhaps.
Man, shut up.
Well, he was there when Eugene was there, wasn't he? Wasn't that right around the same time?
I don't think he was.
Yeah,
Nah, not during that time.
It might have
Yeah,
been
he
very
went out and
close.
helped
He had that
Eugene.
final run there. Remember, he was Edge's tag team partner. He faced The Rock. They ended the NWO.
Yeah, no, he wasn't there at that during that time. I see your bitch ass over there.
Don't you remember what was it, WrestleMania or one of them where he come out and freaking he helped Eugene against whoever that foreign terrorist or whoever it is they were fighting against? Who was that guy?
One of
Muhammad
Eugene
something?
said Hulk Hogan was his favorite wrestler, and because of that,
Yeah.
his middle name was Eugene.
I remember I tell Bossman that he was like, "What? You serious?"
Well, I mean, you know what
Yeah.
you get there.
Pesci.
Well, according to Bolin, Boston is not even
Fuck.
over. He said no one
I get
gives
a
a fuck
Pepsi up
about
there, man.
Boston.
Alright.
He's not over, so no one gives a shit either way.
And I heard Pesci was glad when Boss Man left the other day.
What
About
happened?
who?
He said I signed off, and Pesci said finally.
Oh,
I
on
didn't
that
say
show.
that, did I?
Oh,
If you said that, I must have been
I'm looking
joking
for
because I don't even
salaries.
remember saying
yeah, I
Oh,
remember
okay.
that shit, bro.
that.
It might have been, bro, because you was like coming in and out when saying shit. I'm like you was ear hustling for bowling or some shit.
Yeah. Ear
I'll be
hustling
serious.
for bowling.
Well, I
Well, no,
definitely know
'cause
he
you
wasn't
come
ear
in,
hustling
then
for
you-
bowling. That I definitely know, but
Dude, I told you, man, my phone's constantly ringing off the hook, man. So
yeah, we already know you got the
If
fucking
I
date
blew up-
rape line, the 24-hour date rape or save
I'm,
rape or.
if
Good blue
Hey,
idea, chill out, bro. Shit.
Hey, you remember on Entourage when what's his name, the funny dude who's got the very famous brother in real life, but I can't think what character, but he goes he went to a college and he was partying with all those younger people, and then he picked up a gimmick when he would walk the women home so they wouldn't get raped on their way walking home, and it was and he would just get with the women instead, and I forgot what they called him, rape walker or something like that, but that shit was hilarious. Entourage. You want to watch a good show? Entourage. I remember I used to just put that on, and I'd watch all the way through it till it was over. It was like 7 seasons, maybe less. The movie was awful, but the movie was more like a prize for them doing so well.
Now, okay. So my thought is,
Oh God, here we go.
shut the fuck up, you drunken whoremonger. No, but so let me ask you, Punch and Pesci, why is it all these damn Fortnite skins have the same general features, if you will? Why are there no, Fortnite skins of guys who, look similar to myself, a very well-to-do, voluptuous man? Like that. Why are they all like
Graphics.
skinny
Graphics. It's all about the graphics.
Yeah, they all
probably-
got.
all their skins have to
They don't have
probably
enough-
look like that.
They don't have enough pixels to make that, Rev.
I'll tell you the one
They
collab
had
they
that
haven't
guy
done.
in there, Bruce.
They
I'll
can
tell
make
you
a
the one
floppy
collab they haven't
banana.
done enough. Is
They
He-Man.
need a good fat celebrity to
Here come the Gun Boys.
to
The Gun
be a
Boys
part of
22-2 all time.
You need to learn to shoot a gun first before you're worried about skins. And try to be on the same map too as your team.
Colton and I don't know the other gun's name.
Hey Brad, I quit. I can't work for you.
Okay.
Hey, Rev, you don't see anything good in there?
And where?
In the item
The
shop.
Hardy Boys against the Gun Boys.
No, I mean they all look the same. Like they're all like the same.
Like
basic
they're-
model.
Iggy Ashman.
There's no DC. I mean, there's no Marvel in that bitch, or what?
Oh, they still got the Batman and shit like that, but they got like the damn. It's like the same basic characters. Like they got the one girl that looks the same. They just put an outfit on her, or a different outfit on her, and I don't know. Man. I'm just kind of entrenched on how the fat people, the
Looks
plus
good.
size man like myself has been infringed upon by the corrupt skinny media.
BC said Punch watched the T-800 Terminator skeleton.
And Fortnite is fat phobic.
Well, BC, I got 2200 V-Bucks, but it's sad that you can't even use the shit.
Oh, you'll use them one day. Adam Cole speaks tonight.
Can you get 2 Raptors?
Hmm?
I
No
wonder
problem,
if you could
yes,
got
man.
2 Raptors.
You said what?
I said, I wonder if you could have got 2 Raptors.
Wait a minute, Jeff
They're
Hardy.
both-
Jeff Hardy's not looking so rusty tonight.
No,
That whisper in the wind wasn't sloppy.
looks like he's in shape tonight.
That motherfucker needs to retire.
He's got a little.
Well, amphetamines would
He's
be
got a little
too.
momentum left. Punch. I mean, the guy's not completely out of it yet.
He is 50. I mean,
Oh, he's 50.
yeah, Jeff Hardy's 50 years old.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, he's getting there. R-Truth was 50 too, though. That one year when he was looking.
Yeah,
good.
but you don't see that motherfucker doing swantons off the goddamn
No.
top of
True.
ladders and shit to
That's
the
pretty
floor.
impressive. You can do a swanton at 50.
I'm 37. I can't do a swanton.
Someone look that up, man. See
Right.
if that's accurate. He's really 50 years old.
Yeah, 49,
Yeah,
50.
yes.
Yep.
Everybody's talking about that Cabicios. Is he good?
I
Well,
don't know.
you
who
gotta
that is.
figure they were.
Cabicios,
The
yeah.
Hardy Boys were on top back in 98, 99. Whenever they
And
were
they
back
were
in
working in
53.
they were working house shows too for the WWE in the 90s. Bruce Pritchard said.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ninety-
Off
45.
air, dark matches.
I was off by a couple years, but he's almost 50. Shit.
Well, how
45?
old is he?
45.
Dude,
Matt Hardy's
that's way
48.
fucking fatal. I was close. 45 and 50
That's
in
pretty
wrestling.
close.
But I'm saying that's a
Look.
long way away. 45 makes sense.
In wrestling
AJ
years,
Styles
though,
is
he's like
45.
55.
You ask a woman if
Oh, my
45
God.
is close to 50, boy.
I was about to say,
Get
Punch,
your-
45, you could still get a couple years.
Ready up, Punch.
So here's some salaries from WCW, 96 to 2000. Hogan made 13.1 million. Master P made 290,000
Yeah,
when they
they
fought
talked
the
about
West
that
Texas Redneck.
because whatchamacallit didn't pay him. Bischoff didn't tell the whole story, but they didn't give Master P his full amount, and Master P showed up with a couple bodyguards, and they cornered Eric Bischoff in a office and said, "We want our money, or we're not leaving." And Bischoff got him the money.
Dennis Rodman in 1999 made 1.1 million. That was higher than his salary in 5 of his 11 NBA seasons. Scott Steiner earned 2.37 million, which was as much as Eddie and Ray made combined.
They must be talking about early Rodman career then if that's the guy. He was making more than $1 million with the Bulls.
Well, it said 5 of his 11.
Yeah,
And
probably
the
So you're
five you're
talking
probably
about
the
the
5 you're
Detroit.
referring to are probably the back end of his career.
Or Detroit.
Yeah, because he was young.
I don't
He
think
earned
it'll make
his
him
money
win.
there.
Listen to this. Chris Jericho had an average salary of $142,000. Guys who earned more than Chris Jericho in WCW were Tank Abbott, Disco Inferno, and Barbarian.
Wow.
Jeez.
The disrespect. Well, most of them were named guys, though. I mean, Tank Abbott, he was just,
Oh, you guys want to watch
showcase
something
piece.
impressive? I didn't even see it until I saw the clip today. That fucking ovation that LA Knight got. Holy shit. Oh, look when he goes, I see, what did he say? I see 4 guys in the ring. I see, Ricochet and whoever else he said. And then he pulled out that map and then something
What
he
quest
said.
you doing?
What? Oh.
No, I was asking Rev.
Rodman was making 4.5 a year. Oh shit! I hit the wrong damn button punch. I jumped out.
What's his name?
Man,
Just
this
covered his
motherfucker
nut.
already
Hey,
on his
the
bullshit.
gun boy covered his nuts before what's his name just did that move.
Yeah, Rodman was making 4.5 million with the Bulls. Wasn't Jordan making like 25?
Yeah, he
or
said
something?
they're useless like
Yeah.
basketball cleats. Yeah, and then he goes, I just like when he gets the crowd to do the LA Knight thing, and he does the point.
In 99, Goldberg made 5.2 million.
Not one punch.
Oh shit! Fuck.
Talver said Giggle Pickles is cooking. Is this the hillbilly cooking show I got put up? I don't know. I was watching this hillbilly
That
thing.
bitch
It
ain't
was called
cooking.
Hillbilly Cooking.
You gotta have a stove before you can cook.
Oh, Rockhard Juice Robinson and the Golden Club showed up. Bullets.
And Flair was only making some 780,000 in 1998. That is crazy. Scott Steiner was making
Yeah.
2.3 million.
Nah,
I'm
you
sorry,
wanna know what's
850,000.
crazy? You should find Hogan's WCW contract.
Oh, just from 96 to 2000, he made
Was that Cody?
$13.2
Did he
million.
just do the Crossroads
No,
for
I'm
Matt
talking.
Hardy?
I'm talking about how he got like all of his shit, the pay-per-views and
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I'm
it's right
saying?
here. Yeah, it's all right here. I see it. 15% of
Yeah.
each pay-per-view. Dude, he got
Yeah.
a certain percentage of the ticket, 25% of gross ticket sales when wrestling on Nitro, Thunder, or an untelevised WCW house show with a
He
minimum.
got paid. I forgot how much he got paid. I forgot how much he got paid to just having the NWO shit on. Just for wearing the
20,000 per month.
NWO.
20,000 per month to wear the NWO shirt.
He got he got 70. Was it 75 or 80% of his merchandise sales?
Well, so ain't no
Hell,
way in hell
hey,
when
no.
you hear this motherfucker
Yeah.
get broke, ain't no way in hell.
But like Bischoff said, well, we weren't selling any merchandise to anybody, so we just took that extra money.
Well, from what I heard back in the day is some people would go and buy action figures and it didn't matter who they bought on the receipt; it would say Hulk Hogan. So somehow
What
they
the
had
fuck?
it rigged. That,
FTR just ran out there.
Oh, oh boy.
Oh my
You're
god!
behind me a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
what I
wasn't
said,
that
Fado.
wasn't
Keep
that
in
like
mind,
Hot
no
Topic
spoilers.
or
I'm like,
something?
I'm watching on a website. I wonder how your website's
Everything
ahead of me.
Everything
You gonna
rang
want
up.
one of them DMRs?
Oh, is that CM Punk?
Yeah. Like you
That's
might
CM
need some a
Punk.
long range weapon.
There's CM
Okay.
Punk up, Punch, and he's wearing a Dan
There he
Helsing
is.
shirt.
On Dynamite.
Oh god.
Needed the boot.
After a while, the fans won't give a shit about that motherfucker over there.
Are they chanting for CM Punk or are they booing him? Damn, I don't have my shit turned
They're
on.
chanting.
They are?
They are chanting.
All right, nice.
Did
Give
they
it a
do?
couple of weeks.
Did they do CM Punk versus MJF yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
They'll do it
pay-per-view
again,
match
though.
right there.
They'll do it again.
That was
Oh, shit. Fatal, tell me what he says because I don't have the sound on. BC said my stream was suspended. What?
Damn.
What?
Was it because I was playing this cooking video?
Your thing's still there.
CM Punk challenged him to an
Oh, wow,
8-man
no, it's
tag on
not.
Collision and then said he wasn't even supposed to be there on Dynamite.
Hold on, I gotta